Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Koror Pierre, and if you don't know me, I'm a certified life coach and your relationship guide. Hopefully we could work together in the future. So before we get started, please subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already. Hit the bell icon so you get all the notifications, and hit the like button so more people can find this video in their search settings. So let's talk about it. Coming to America 2, it definitely, in my opinion, was a really good movie. From the standpoint of they did the best job that they could do 30 years removed from the previous video. There's no way you can expect them to replicate what they did in the past. That energy is preserved in a time capsule that we can easily review on our smart TVs. So, in the great words of Jay-Z, if you like my old ish, buy my old album. I feel like they did a good job with the evolution of the characters. You got to see some of the old characters come back. What was it, Sexual Chocolate, and a lot of the old characters that Arsenio and Eddie, that they had to do, they played those parts when they were doing multiple different roles in one movie. So, fair warning, this love movie review is a spoiler review, even though we only focus on the love aspects of these movies, and this movie is a love story. It's actually the continuation of a love story because, Prince Akeem, he went to Queens to find his long-last love. So the theme of this movie is arranged marriage versus love as a choice. Now remember, Akeem, in the first Coming to America, came to America to find his queen. In doing so, that's when he met his wife, Lisa, and he did it because he wanted to develop a real chemistry with someone and not just be with someone, who his parents select for him. So my problem with Akeem, and honestly, I feel like in this movie, the sequel, he was definitely self-motivated. And one could argue he was self-motivated in the first one by going against the family tradition and looking for a wife to marry via love marriage. This love movie review, we will discuss the theme arranged marriage versus love marriage as a choice. Now, if you're going to make a movie, so to speak, it's really an African American story taking place in Africa. They're creating a movie to sort of depict Africa as they see it. And I'm not going to say that they did a bad job. I think that they did a pretty good job. But the problem is the view of love marriages is based on our ideals as Americans. And in America, we do not have arranged marriages anymore. I believe it was outlawed like 2 centuries ago. But not outlawed, but it was basically, people stopped practicing it. It's all about culture, so to speak. So we have a culture here of love. But the thing that's very interesting is that in South Asia, in India. They have arranged marriages. It's very prevalent there. And couples have more success in arranged marriages. And love marriages is sort of frowned upon, even in the African societies. They see marriage as creating or adding to the village, so to speak. And it's not for sex and love. Also, you see arranged marriages prevalent amongst the royalty, like we have in Coming to America. We have the king, the queen, and typically they'll come together with parents in another affluent community, and then they'll make a pact, so to speak, that their kids will marry. And I think that this movie does a great job of showing our American bias, so to speak, because for the most part, when you're dealing with nobility and royalty and noble families, you tend to see more arranged marriages because they're trying to set their family up a certain way, right? And even Akeem, if you look at Akeem, he has 3 daughters, and the oldest daughter, Mika, she's been groomed to be the queen. But because of Zamundan tradition, should be a sign of weakness if he doesn't have a son take the throne. So when he goes to America, he finds his son, but it's not necessarily because he wants to reconnect with his son. Of course he does, but it's more so to suit his own desires. Okay, so at first, Lavell, he wants to marry Bopoto. He is willing to do the arranged marriage because, she comes in and she has the nice look, and he likes the way she looks, and it's very surface, but everything is just moving so fast. And that to me is pretty problematic. And look, we are American or African Americans, either watching the movie or, creating the movie. We're going to put our sort of ideals on it. So, meanwhile, he's being, groomed to marry Bopoto. He really is starting to feel the hairdresser, Mirembi, who actually is one of the African actresses on the set. And she did a really great job, but he develops a connection with her. And that connection sort of can be comparable to what Akeem went through. I think that they didn't do a great job of really showing the African side of things, whereas arranged marriages are done for political reasons. It's sort of like you can't really separate the two. So, of course, Lavell, he's an American, so he wants to marry Mirembi. And what I do appreciate is that Akeem, he doesn't, throw shade on it. he understands, and because he would be a hypocrite if he did. So I know I didn't really give too many red flag alerts. Because I felt like, you know what? There is one red flag. We can give a red flag to Lavell and Mirembi, because if you're going to be involved in a love marriage, you should at least go through the phases. And if you don't know what the phases are, if you haven't been subscribed to my channel, I talked about this on a couple of different videos, but phase 1 is courting, dating. Phase 2 is boyfriend-girlfriend, commitment, relationship. And phase 3 is marriage. So basically, they just skipped phase 1 and 2 and went straight to marriage. And in the real world, that's not really realistic. They went straight to marriage without the first 2 phases, and it is in my objective perspective that if you want to be married based on a love marriage, you should develop your connection on a more solid foundation by courting, then choosing to be in a commitment, and then getting married. Because the concept of this movie is love marriages are just as important or trump arranged marriages, because you want to establish that connection with the person. And I can appreciate that as an American, right? With that perspective. But my thing is, if you're going to do it all the way. He didn't have to marry her. He could have gotten to know her and said, look, we're going to build this friendship, this connection, this, desire that we have to get to know each other. And then we're going to get married later. And the sister who eventually becomes the queen, she becomes the rightful heir at the end of the movie. And if you're going to have that as the new foundation for the new kingdom going forward, then there's no reason for Lavell Johnson to get married to Mirembi so fast. I'm going to keep this video short and concise there. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment below. I will respond. Please like the channel. And until next time, stay blessed. Thank you for watching the video. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos. Also, hit that like button so more people can check out the video. And also, comment below if you have any questions or concerns regarding this video. I will respond. So until next time, stay blessed.